of us gets famous, those yearbooks are coming out.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
Those yearbooks coming out. Wow.
Oh yeah, my shit's sitting right in the box.
you know what
Wow.
I
I
mean?
don't even think I have mine.
Somebody got them that you went to school.
Somebody got them.
Oh, yeah.
Mine are somewhere.
You gonna put the pictures out, Julian?
Oh, absolutely.
No, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Friends. That's what
At least my skin don't look too bad. We can rock with it.
Yeah, no, you got great skin. Don't worry about it. There's some motherfuckers out here with some bad skin, you know. On that note, welcome to another episode of This Could Have Been a Text, but instead it's a podcast. Esco, Demi, Julian, we're here again. We're keeping this train rolling.
Yes, we are.
To everybody that's been listening, appreciate it. Subscribe, share. We're gonna
like, comment.
We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep sharing more. We getting our foot in,
Yeah.
But first thing I obviously want to talk about. I mean, I had already talked to it. I mentioned it to Demi already, but I got the wrong hat on. I really should have a cowboy hat on. Okay. Because
true.
Cowboy Carter. Shout out to Janae. Shout out to one of our listeners, Janae. Julian
Okay.
Janae hit me up. She asked a great question. She was like, is Act 2 better than Act 1? And I know, Julian, you haven't listened yet.
Yeah.
Demi, did you get a chance to listen?
I've listened to most of Cowboy Carter, but I can't compare them because I never listened to Act 1.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, what the fuck?
You didn't listen to Act 1? You are not in the Beehive. We did establish this.
We established that. I just like who she is, but
yeah,
this music is not my music.
That kind of makes you a little weird. It's like,
I ain't gonna lie, that do make you a little weird.
Purple Rain. What?
Yeah, that's pretty.
I'll go listen to Act 1, guys.
Yes, please. So, oh my God. Okay, well, since you didn't
none of the songs that I heard like online or on the radio made me like want to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's still Beyonce.
Yeah.
Okay. I usually listen to the work once, but I don't like. You've been in the salon. That's the type of music I listen to.
I mean, you'll play Fabulous in the salon. So, look.
But I'm talking about like I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna listen to it.
Okay, to answer the question.
Oh, yeah.
I personally would say Act 1 is still better than Act 2.
Okay.
Because I'm an occasional Beyonce listener.
Okay.
I'm a man, a straight man, so I'm not just rolling around listening to Beyonce day to day. But I did listen to this album because it was received so well initially. So I was like, okay, let me just check it out and see it. And then I was like, oh, this motherfucker fire.
Right. You're talking about
Act 1.
Act 1.
You're right.
Yeah,
so I'm like, okay, I see why everybody is actually going crazy over this. And then I started seeing the visuals for it. And then I actually went with Kelsey and we actually went to the movies to see the actual production of the concerts after everything, the tours wrapped up. And I'm like, okay, granted, I'm still not a fanatic about Beyonce, but I understand fully why everybody would be going crazy over it.
That's fair. I'm in the hive. I'm not top level. Like some people are like top secret level, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm in that first or second group. If it's 3 groups, I'm like 1.5. I'm like somewhere in there. Albums, not every track, like every song per se.
Yeah.
But Beyonce is like, I actually texted Nell and Alexia this. I was like, man, Beyonce, after listening to this album, she's better than Michael Jackson.
Wow.
And the reason that I say that as an avid Michael Jackson listener, like I still watch Michael Jackson YouTube videos to this day about behind all that stuff. But it's like what I like to call genre bending. Like that's why people really like Drake. It's because you have to be such a fanatic of something to really like explore and listen to one genre. Right. That's why singles and EPs and LPs and stuff like that matter. Cause it's like I really just like this song. Let me really get this little album for the song I like. It's got 2 or 3 more songs in there. Cool. But I really want to hear this song. But it's like those people who can go from just, I mean, it's rap on here. Like it's country inspired. It's not a country album. I understand why she said it's a Beyonce album, not a country album. She's working with The Dream again. So Beyonce and The Dream are like Shaq and Kobe in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't really miss ever. So it's like you got one of the greatest R&B writers being inspired by this Southern and like root music for her, which is like drenched in Texas, but he's from Atlanta, so he's Southern too.
Yeah.
So they're collaborating. She's bringing in Miley Cyrus. She's bringing in Post Malone. But then on top of that, she's bringing in like on Blackbird, she's got 4 of like the top rising Black country singers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she putting people on in that way. She's building the platform. I'm like, this is music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's ballads. It's fast songs. Swiss Beats is on this motherfucker. Like, what?
Right.
The country album, and I'm listening to Showtime. I'm like, is that Swiss Beats?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro. Like, and I'm just like, when I look at her contemporaries in Black music, nobody has the access or the budgets that Beyonce has. So I'm not looking at it from that standpoint, but I do give artists credit for taking risk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's why I like Kendrick Lamar more than Drake. Like, he takes more risks. You might not want to listen to the Therapy album, but that's what makes it fucking tight, is because he's willing to put that out there. You might not want to hear the jazz album, but he's already done that, you know? And so I just think from that standpoint, what we grew up on, really liking music, high production, taking your time, doing all this other shit, it's like, bro, she's really doing that shit. This music is like 5 years old, apparently. And it's like, I went out, last point, I went out, shout out to Alexia. She performed, I think, Friday. Saturday, my days are mixed up. Last weekend, me and Tanel performed with her. We went to Sophie's afterwards. You would have thought we were in a goddamn saloon. It was like Westworld in there. It was like, I tweeted this. I saw like 15 cowboys.
Yeah.
Like girls just walking in like it's normal. You kind of are not normal if you didn't have cowboy shit on. And I was just like, this is fucking influence right here.
So this is my question. Demisha, with you being where you are, how have you seen, like, okay, since Beyonce dropped, have you seen it? Can you tell? Like, oh.
Well, she did conveniently drop during the rodeo season here. So it was already cowboy everything, everywhere, all the time. So I think there's just been like that vibe going on down here because of the time and like just the time that we're in Texas. But I have seen, you know, the influence of it, but it has been to, you know, coupled with the rodeo. I can say that like now that the rodeo is over, I see less of it. You know, like people kind of getting back to like just kicking it normally. But I definitely saw like a heavy influence on, like, it was just the perfect timing with what was going on down in Texas for her to release that. So I feel like the girls was just really going for it when they went to the rodeo, like a little bit more than normal, maybe.
Did you go to rodeo this year?
No, I did not.
Do you plan to go?
I planned to go this year, but I didn't make it. Kyle went to the rodeo, so she got to go. She's really from Texas now, I'm telling you. But I'm gonna go next year. I'm going next year.
I'm definitely going next year. I already got boots picked out. I finally need to purchase some cowboy boots. At this point, it's like no, be for real to me. So it's like at this point, I've been here since 2015. It's time for me to
it's time for some cowboy boots. No, for real. I gotta pick me out a nice pair. Like you gotta go correct. And it's like you can't, it's real like authentic cowboy stuff going on down here. So you know, if you try to like order the little normal, it's like, nah, my shit not hidden like they shit hidden. Like this ain't the same. I need the real authentic cowboy boots, the real leather jacket, the real.
Yeah, I gotta get it like this. We just bought my father-in-law some we bought him a pair of cowboy boots. Like some nice ones. And I'm like, oh, these are fire.
Yeah, no, they nice.
Nice cowboy boots.
Yeah, they're nice.
How much are nice cowboy boots?
Like 200
yeah.
Oh,
okay. They can go up from, but they can go up.
Crazy. Yeah.
They can get ridiculous.
It can get real crazy.
Or whatever,
right? Yeah. It can get real crazy. But for what I'm gonna get, it'll probably be like between 175, 225.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna last for a long time too. You know,
for sure.
I'll come down there, throw a hoe down. What's up?
Come on.
For sure.
Let's go.
So yeah, I was wondering how it was down there. I definitely here in Dallas. I definitely I could tell once the album dropped how excited people were. Excited people were. So I'm sure it's like you said, it's like that across Texas in general. But
I see the excitement online. I do see it. And I did listen to part of Cowboy Carter. And it's a it's a good piece of work. Like I don't know if I found songs that I'm just gonna add to my playlist.
That's fair.
But I think that's the only thing. Like I can always listen to Beyonce and enjoy the piece of work, but I don't normally add it to my everyday playlist. I do have some of her older songs on like my daughter's playlist, like Who Run the World and different stuff like that. Like I love that song. Like she want me to turn on the video, she'd be locked in. Like I think she like Countdown too. So like, you know, she got a couple of those hits on there, but just for my personal playlist.
Yeah.
I don't usually.
What I mean, has there been any new music that you like? Okay, like, do you know who like Four Bats is? Do you know who that is?
No.
You know who Four Bats
Like
is?
I still listen to the same music that I like.
They're making me feel old. Like
Absolutely.
when you said that, dude, you made me feel old. But it's like maybe you're old.
Yeah, it may be Demisha just getting older.
Getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
he's
a Dallas-based artist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you,
like,
I guarantee
viral,
you. Yeah.
Like the song, he got a remix with Drake.
Drake on there. You've heard it. You just didn't know.
Okay.
It's like on Instagram. I sent a text to your DM, 200 for your fucking nails.
Okay, I have heard this song.
Yeah,
right.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
But I'm saying, so like, how do you come across new music? Or you don't?
I would say I usually don't, like, unless I hear it on IG or like you pointed out or something. I usually don't. Like I'm literally still listening to Pusha T, to Fab, to I'm listening to the same music. Or if I'm listening to like 90s R&B, like the old music, a little bit of Erykah Badu, India.Arie in there. Like I'm not listening to new music like that. Like if I'm looking at trends for like trying to, you know, like Instagram stuff, it'll be stuff that pop up and I'll use the trend.
Sounds at that point.
Either sounds like even with the song I just put on the last whatever that you commented on, that was on the list. Just went with the video. I don't know that song.
So, but Demisha, you also were never really downloading music like that, right? Yeah. So that doesn't surprise me that you wouldn't be,
because it's like that's how she knows all this rap shit.
I mean, I guess we did. So I mean, I'll take it back. We did used to sit in the kitchen and download music and Lil Wayne and different stuff like that. But
when did you stop?
But that was the only way we had access to new music outside the radio, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I also can take that into account where it's like you didn't have an option. There was no other way you possibly would come across music. Now we have streaming, so it's like we're still avid. That's just our way of finding music now, Ryan. Where it's like, everything's getting uploaded. So we're still combing through everything in the streaming services.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask her. So I'm like, you use Spotify, Apple Music.
I use Tidal.
Okay, Tidal, same difference. So you don't play like Tidal Rising, like the new artists, like the new stuff or like, you know, they have like the rap playlist, like the top rap hits. You know,
I'll listen to it. So I'll go to those playlists and I still end up listening to the songs that I like. The few songs on the playlist that I know that I like, I still end up just listening to those songs. Unless like I'm with someone and I hear a song and they introduced it to me. Like when it was Mardi, didn't Mardi Gras just pass?
Yeah.
So it was some song, and I don't know why I like this song, but it was some song that came out of Louisiana. I think it's called Cuba or something. I don't know, but I heard it online. I was like, I like this song. So I added it to my workout playlist, you know, like, so, but I'm just not actively going searching for the new music.
Right.
I'm not going actively searching for it.
That makes sense.
Interesting. That's interesting. Well,
but I stay up on new female rap though.
Okay. So do you know how new? But I'm saying like the stars are like new artists. Like, are you into like Caribou and them?
Yeah.
No, the stars.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like when you say star, are we talking like Flo Milli? Are you listening to Flo Milli?
Yeah, I listen to Flo Milli.
Okay, let's say her fire.
Yeah, I like her. I listen to her. You know, like I'm listening to Lotto, I'm listening to Glorilla, I'm listening to Sexy Red, listening to JT. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I like Cash Doll sometimes. I'll throw Cash Doll in there.
Okay, this is the last because I'm not trying to interrogate you on your music listening. So would you consider, I mean, the way that it sounds, like you're more, I hate using the word alternative rap, because that's what they categorize rap. That's basically just not street inspired, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you would say you're probably listening to more street inspired rap.
Yeah.
Club
Because I'm still listening to G. Like I'm still gonna get, like I said, I'm still playing Pusha T last album.
Yeah.
True. But I would consider Pusha T's music not club music.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't hear that in the club.
Yeah. No.
I'm still listening to. I will still play The Recession.
Right.
No, I'll still gonna. It's gonna weekly. I may end up playing a song or something, whether it's playlist or whether I'm just in the mood. Like, today I feel like listening to some Jeezy today, so I'm listening.
Yeah.
To it. But I listen to a ton of new music every week.
So much more new. Like,
yeah.
I'm actively listening.
Maybe you guys have to send me new music.
We could definitely start sending you some new music.
You guys have to send me new music. Give me hip.
You go on Instagram and you look at the playlist for like the new artists who signed. Basically, that's all it is. The new niggas that are signed.
Who are the new artists?
The new music that's trending. It's the new shit. I don't know all of them, but I'm just like, it's so like for instance, he's got one of the biggest songs out, and you heard it, but you don't know who he is at all. The
right
on Cash Cobain, he's having his moment right now.
Like, I like Burna Boy songs.
Burna Boy, but Burna Boy's international.
He's also extremely mainstream.
Yeah, he's an international star.
Yeah.
Okay,
but I get what you're saying.
I like that girl Tyler. Actually, if you listen to, I like her.
I listened to the project. It sounds like adult Lion King music to me. Like if it was like the Lion King and it's just like just the background music, that's how all the music sound like.
Oh wait,
it's just like
I like her little vibe though. I'll play her. She's not on my playlist though, but I did check out her project.
Okay. But well, Julian, you have brought up Big Sean that you want to talk about that. What would you think?
Yeah. First of all, I hate that after being away for so long, it did get stepped on a little bit just by the Drake Future shit that was going on last week. It was just such a hot topic. But I think it should be acknowledged. Like Big Sean, that song Precision, that was fire.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
The video was fire too. Like I'm just happy to see Big Sean getting back out and making music again. I get for him and Janae, like between giving birth to their child, I know if anybody is, you do as well. To me, child just time when that is, or it's just that's a distraction. You putting your focus into something else, and you're not making music for a minute. So I am happy to see him getting back out there. I'm definitely excited to see what his follow-up single is going to sound like as well, because he came out with Precision. So it's like you clearly that's a hit. You know what I'm saying? We know at this point that's just going to that's just the start of whatever else is about to come out for him. So I'm just happy to see Big Sean getting back out, being active. It seems like he's healthy. His mental is in a good space and everything, at least from the stuff I've watched on YouTube and stuff. So, as a Big Sean fan, I'm just happy to see him making music.
I like him, so I'm gonna go check it out. I didn't know he dropped nothing. I think, like you said, between Drake and then what's his name, Moneybagg Yo busting and Ari going crazy this past week.
See, Moneybagg Yo and Ari content. I mean,
that's not me, but you ballers, you can take that baton and run with that.
I don't really.
Absolutely.
They don't do nothing for me.
They don't do nothing for you.
No.
Don't do nice though.
Not really.
I didn't even hear the song.
Yeah, not really.
I didn't either. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I feel like
I only heard the song because of the video.
Right. Well, I did see. Well, actually, what I saw on Twitter was somebody had removed Young Moneybagg Yo from the video.
Wow.
It was Ari shaking ass. So it was just like I didn't see. She
don't really do it for me.
No.
To be honest with you, like. She don't do it.
I think what intrigued me was the way that like when he dropped her ceiling challenge, it did like it hit 1 million so quick. Like just the big just the views and the influence that she has or that they have together is ridiculous. I think that's what made me actually go listen to it. It was like, oh no, this is going crazy.
I mean, I guess it's like one of those things. Like, yes, if your butt was as big as your skull, No, seriously.
No, that's a fact.
That plays a big role into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't know nothing about her besides
nothing.
Yeah.
And even then, her face just you got a pie face to me. So it's like even with her having a fake nice body, it's just like
she's ugly.
Your face is not attractive to me, so it doesn't matter.
So your face is not attractive.
Yeah, that's why I just could never get into Ari. It's just like, okay. I've seen big butts. That don't. It's just another big butt. Okay, cool. But you look like a pie face.
He said, but you keep calling this girl a pie face.
She do.
Does she not? She looks like a pie face, huh? Okay. I mean, it's interesting to see a male's viewpoint on it. I just think like their teamwork, the way they marketed that, the way they dropped it, it was perfect for what he needed for his first single because he's gearing up to release the album. I think that buzz and that like pop was exactly what he needed to release his album. So I commend them for that. So yeah.
I guess I'll say from a rap standpoint, like I said, I saw her ass, not the song. I didn't hear the song. Saw her ass. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't, in that same token, and it's not like I'm not looking for Moneybagg Yo or like the new hot street shit. You know what I mean? But what I saw to take away from that was her ass. Not like, damn, this new Moneybagg Yo song crazy. And he got her shit. No, it was like, damn, all right, shaking her ass finally. That's what I heard. And so I didn't even watch that on mute. You don't even need to.
I can watch it on mute. Wow. I wonder how many people actually watch it on mute versus listening to. Because I kind of liked a few of his last songs off his last album.
I like, if that's the same album with Waukesha and all that shit. I like that album.
No, that was
I like that album. Yeah, there was with Ocean Spray on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that project. I don't even know if I know what was on the last project.
But I think that really speaks to, like you said, the intentionality of putting her in the video because yes, she knew together this is going to be more influential. It's going to do more numbers for us. And I mean, we know how powerful women are in general as far as influence. Clearly, he recognizes that as well, which is why he put her in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that spills over to just like some of the other stuff we were talking about. We brought up, Ryan had mentioned a topic where we were discussing, like, there's a lot of emphasis put on men and leading relationships in general, just for most relationships, that is like a big thing as far as just like you want a man that can be a leader, you want a man that knows how to lead, he needs to be God-fearing, yada yada yada. And I think it's often overlooked just how influential the woman can be in that relationship. I oftentimes don't feel like women realize the power that y'all really have. Y'all really can steer the direction of the ship if you really realize, okay, I can really get this man to do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, your man is
that's as into you as you are.
Right. A man is going to definitely make sure that you are protected and covered, in your relationship, whether he's providing financially or, other ways emotionally, X, Y, and Z. But at the same time, as a woman, you have because that man is so in tune with you and is doing these things for you, you also have the power of persuasion or manipulation or quote unquote influence because you really hold all the cards. That man is bending to your will. You know what I'm saying? The right man in a healthy relationship. Kelsey can get me to do whatever she wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. Like, yeah, I can sit here and beat my chest and say I'm the man, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, if this house ain't peaceful when I come home, it don't fucking matter what I think I'm running. I'm not running shit. You know what I'm saying? But your woman really do hold that down, whether it's taking care, giving birth to your child and really like, y'all take care of that. Y'all lead the direction as far as, oh, this is when we're going to start doing X, Y, and Z. Oh, no, we're not giving them water yet. We're going to wait till we get to this. I don't want them to start eating these foods yet. We're going to do that at this point. In general, if you as a woman, if you're like, hey, I think this is a plan, or, let's say as a man, I bring a plan to you and say, hey, I think that we should do this. And then, okay, hey, 6 months from now, we can start working towards doing this and doing this. What do you think about that? Yeah, your man may lay that plan out for you, but at the end of the day, to me, I feel like like I said, in a healthy relationship, your woman also should realize, hey, if she want to detour this something, or she feel, hey, I don't think that's a good plan. I think we should do it this way. That also is something that has to be taken into account. You know what I'm saying? That man is not willing to listen to those things, and that's probably not the right man for you.
Yeah.
So, that was just something we casually were discussing. I know we had dropped the clip in, our little thread earlier this week that was kind of speaking towards that. So I just wanted to kind of get y'all input on it.
Yeah, I think like to the point that you're making about women's influence, it's like most niggas, like most disputes are over women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have like this like it can be toxic too. Like it's a very thin line of it being like toxic femininity, toxic masculinity of somebody holding that power against or like downplaying it. Because you see it in a toxic form with women holding their kids against the man or the money, like or downplaying their value in different ways. Like you're only valuable because of money or like that way. And you see men try to repress that influence down in women by making them feel like they can't be with nobody else or nobody else won't. Or like you said, Julian, literally for men, it's just like not listening to a woman. Like if she just and you don't do it, then that's like that's all she's like. A lot of times, that's the biggest thing that she's asking for. You know.
Yeah.
So I think that is like with the, I don't know, 21st century women's liberation. You know what I mean? Because it's always women are always liberating. You know what I'm saying?
No, always liberating.
Seriously, they are. So it's just like it's different time. I think I was watching like Girlfriends, and they were talking about that, and that shit was 20 years ago.
Yeah. So much stuff from Girlfriends is still relevant today.
Yeah.
I watched what was it? I watched Waiting to Exhale like recently, and I was so taken back that they were in their 30s. I don't know why when I was watching it when I was younger, I was like, these women gotta be old. But then when I just watched it really recently, I was like, no, wait, this is real life. Like currently today still apply. All of those situations still could be applied today. And I was like, wow, it just caught me from a whole different perspective this time I watched it. Like I said, I thought they were like 40s, 50s when I first watched it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, y'all 30?
Waiting to Exhale is like one of those, it's like, it's a weird thing, a weird dynamic that like, because we talked about this in the thread too. It's like, why does it seem like a person that you might have like high chemistry with is not the person for you? And it's like, because like it's like where you are and what you're looking for.
Yeah.
A type of a thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, just because it's like sports almost. It's like just because two players are good together doesn't mean that they're going to win a championship. Like you can put the best two players together, but like everything else has to be right. So you can maybe have the number one best player, and you only need a top 20 player. You don't need another top 10 player for them to win the championship. You know what I'm saying? I think that kind of balance, that kind of thing is like similar in that way as far as like relationships go. And like we talking about like Beyonce, Jay-Z, Moneybagg Yo, Ari, like these people who share their relationship seem to like use their partner, whether it's just like, I mean, for them, it's just their life. Like Jay-Z is like Sean to father to Beyonce, but to us, it's like, oh, there's a picture of Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Beyonce. Oh my God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we never get enough of that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, every time they post it, like, here go Jay. You know what I'm saying?
I know, right?
It's just like very interesting, like you said, Julian. Like, I feel like back to Beyonce, like she uses that influence, even on an artist like Jay-Z, to where I'm like having this debate. Like, I don't even know if I need another Jay-Z album because I feel like the synergy I'm getting from him just being around Beyonce's creative process.
Yeah, that's enough.
Even vice versa, like with Beyonce, like her energy was so present on 444.
Yeah,
that it's like this shit is about her.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so it's just like I don't like that women's influence thing is super interesting.
Yeah. I think women are being more open about the influence that they have and being more comfortable to say like I have this influence and that's okay. I think before it was more so a lot of like I might have the influence, but we're going to act like the influence came from him.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's been a shift where women just feel more comfortable being like, yes, I am the woman. This is my partner. He still is my man. But, you know, I definitely have influence over this. Kind of like some of the lyrics in what was that song, Jolene, where she was like, I raised this man. It's my man. I know this man. You know what I mean? It's like women are just more so like willing to speak up as to like, no, like it's me. You know what I mean? Like I run this shit. He the man. He's my man, but I run this shit.
I guess that kind of digs deeper into like the actual roles that end up playing out. Maybe not just in men relationships, because I don't know tons of like about homosexual relationships or same-sex relationships. But it's like, oh, as a man, I'm kind of most important or like my biggest role is to provide something. So
Yeah.
since like I provide this thing where a woman's role, like you said, because that's what a woman will brag most about is like cultivation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, they could be like, I could do this. My girl good. She don't gotta do X, Y, Z, and that is like a man bragging about what he's doing for a woman.
Mhm.
Versus like a man, like a woman is like, well, this is what I cultivate for him. It's
Yeah.
it's these things, and I feel like that is somewhat that nuance. I feel like it's somewhat being lost with the just everybody just frankly just being mean to each other. It's not even like men versus women, just niggas just getting online, just being mean to each other, saying some crazy ass shit to one another.
They're just being mean to each other.
Not really having nuanced gender roles conversations, just like, man, bitches ain't this. You know, I can't stand it.
Yeah.
It's not even like saying anything for real. Like that shit is so interesting. Like,
Yeah, that's true. I do feel like more people are being just mean.
I guess what
Or
you
it's more of like a competition. Like people are like everybody's waiting on the other person to make the move. Like I saw this guy post on Facebook. He reposted something that said like something about if a woman caters to him, then he will do something in return or something, or like take care of her or something like this.
right.
But it's like, or make her feel comfortable, whatever. But it's more so everybody is like, well, if you do this, then I will do this. But it's like, well, who's going to be the first person to do it? Because you know what I mean? Why would she cater to you if she doesn't feel comfortable?
Right.
But you're waiting on her to cater to you to make her feel comfortable. So who's going to take that first step to make the other, you know what I mean? To like set the tone for the relationship. Nobody is willing to set the tone no more. I was talking about this to one of my clients, like, she'd be like, men are romantic, da da da. And I was like, well, when was the last time like you set the mood for a man? When was the last time you had a man come over your house and you put on something sexy, you had the music going, you know what I mean? Like you just set the mood for him to set the tone for what you need in a relationship or what type of romance that you like. And she was like, yeah, I don't do that. You know, like, so I think no one is stepping up to set the tone in relationships anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I think that we've gotten caught up on, at least on social media, because social media, we also have to take it for a grain of salt. That's not real life. That's not most relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not what it is. And it's like on there, it's so caught up in, oh, men and just provisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's a man's role is provisions. A woman's job is to receive it. Right.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to such an extreme point on both sides where it's like, oh, this man's value is directly tied to what he can do and provide for me, what he can buy for me, and me not having to do anything for him.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, for a woman, it's just like, oh, she's supposed to receive all these things to just look pretty. And that's all she got to do. And it's like, well, no, if we both take a step back and realize, like, once again, we both have a roles in a healthy, real relationship where it's like, yes, I do take pride in providing. There's also other things that I'm bringing to the table outside of financial that is just as important, if not more important than the finances. For a woman, there's also a lot that women bring to the table, which was the initial talking point of this topic, where it's like, outside of just having natural just influence over a man, because we also can't pretend like since we was 11, 12 years old and first got hair on our balls, we haven't been catering our lives towards getting the attention of a woman and trying to persuade that woman to be aligned with us. And then once they're aligned with us, okay, now, once again, all right, what you want me to do? I'm going to do anything because at the end of the day, pussy is still the most powerful thing on this planet.
Yo, can I stop you right there? You just made me light bulb just went off in my brain when you just said that. And I think it kind of answers what Demi was talking about. And I think that is like the synergy you got to create. So when you're a young man, your whole life all of a sudden goes geared towards doing this for getting a woman, right? Then you finally get a woman and then you're just like, all right, well, now what? Right.
Yeah.
I think that is something that, like, one, you have to continue to do the things that you did to get that person, and you have to continue to show up in that way. So if that was, because you have to keep them, right? So that's from a man standpoint. But then from like a woman standpoint, I feel like that might be a bit of the art of seduction that is lost right there. Now, like your point, Demi, like when we were younger, it was like, I mean, you would see it on TV all the time. I swear I just was watching, like, they put Martin on Netflix. Not like I haven't seen every episode of Martin.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just like, 92, Gina's just trying to be with Martin. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that was like normal from what we saw kind of in a relationship. Was like, well, my man wants me. Something for my man. You know what I'm saying? Where like, that sentiment, we don't see that sentiment as much. Not to say that it's not there. That's just not what gets clicks or gets people to watch certain shit.
Yeah.
But it was very much so like a part of that like song and dance that you're talking about, that like maybe the romanticism or whatever is lost to me.
Yeah. I think
I can agree with that.
I think we also too have to realize we are transitioning out of that demographic that those type of topics are really geared towards on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like we're kind of aging out of that point where we're not 20, 22, 23, where it's like, yeah, at that point, some of these topics are a little bit more irrelevant. We're all in our 30s at this point. We've lived that life. We've done that. It's like, we also are looking for something of substance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, even what you said the other day where you're just like, you know, you're preparing yourself for your next relationship, but you're waiting to get in a relationship until you do that.
Yeah.
We're not even having those thoughts at 21, 22, 23. It's just like, oh no, bitches ain't shit, niggas ain't shit. You know?
Yeah.
So, even that in itself and those topics that we see on social media, listening to ourselves talk about it and cover these things, I'm like, yeah, we're aging out of, that's not for us no more. Now we're at the point where we are on social media for recipes, for life hacks,
home decor.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Where it's like that's what is catching our interest and attention now. That other stuff, like you said, Ryan could watch Ari video with the sound off because I'm not. This doesn't really do nothing for me.
Yeah.
But if we was still in middle school when Tip Drill came on, that was. I'm waiting up to watch this video.
I'm waiting up to.
You know what I'm saying? So
if Jameson was 12, how do you keep Jameson off Meg Thee Stallion Instagram, bro?
Oh no, I can't. There's nothing I can do.
No, I can't.
It's like even parenting, I think is going to look a little bit different just because of the accessibility to that type of just media in general. Where it's just like, I think at least for me, and Demetri, you probably could speak to it more than I can. Where it's just like I feel like I have to pull my kid even in closer to me, to where we can have those real conversations a little bit earlier, because you're going to have access to that stuff earlier than I did. Where I want you to have a great understanding on what it is you're seeing, who that really is for, and why that's just not, it's not the healthiest thing for you right now, right? I'm not gonna be able to stop you from everything, right? Just like our parents couldn't stop us from just seeing certain shit. But I think having those conversations earlier would just help prepare them so that their brains are able to interpret that information a little bit better, you know?
Yeah, I actually had to have a conversation way earlier than I thought I would with Kyler, and it wasn't like anything wrong with it. I think it just caught me off guard because one, like, she has her iPad, but like you said, I try to, like, we at the park, we're doing stuff, like I try to keep her more so with me so that way she's not thinking to go straight to her iPad. But one, she has learned to talk to text, so now she'll, talk and say a text and send a text to different family members, stuff like that. And then her and her cousins, and they're all around the same age, between, I want to say 4 turning 5 to like 6. They'll sit, like, they'll call each other from phones and iPads and stuff like that. And she was on the phone with like her boy cousin, and it was a group message, but I think it was like her and like her boy cousin and his cousin.
Okay.
That wasn't her cousin. And like later on, she's like walking through the house, and I hear her on the phone with like a boy, and I'm like, who are you talking to? And she was like, Mom, it's just so and so. And I'm like, how do you know them? And I didn't want to get angry because she was so open with telling me that I don't want that to go away.
Right.
So I was just like, well, how do you know him? And she was like, he's my cousin's cousin, and and I'm like, we can't, we can't do that, like, and not to, it's like the kids are innocent, but it's like, you're 5, like, you're not gonna be family members only, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is, you can't just be on the phone with boys at this age. Like, this is wild. Kyla's 5, yeah.
I think I called my first girl at like 6, 7.
But the boy is 6 or 7.
I was in elementary school for sure.
The boy was 6 or 7. You know what I mean? Because her older cousin, who's his cousin, is 6.
Okay.
You know.
So what do you? My opinion. I was watching Joe Rogan. Or whatever. He had a psychologist on there, and I don't know if she's a lady psychologist, author. I know she's an author for sure. And I'm kind of with him on. I don't really think that kids should have smartphones until they're like 16, because it's like, the independent, like the reasons that you like the way that you scroll and the context that you lose when you're a young person, I think is too damning. And like I think about how many young kids are like watching. It could be something simple like Joe Budden. No kid under 17 should be watching Joe Budden.
No.
Like 16, 15, like you don't have that frame of reference. So you think like that's what adulting is. Like they're coming from it from a particular frame of reference, thinking that you have context to what they're saying, and we've been adults and we know what's real, we know what's fake. But when you're 15 and you don't really, it's too damning. And we've seen how damaging it is to young girls in particular.
Yeah.
And so it's like I think about how many young girls when we were coming up, just phone numbers. This is not phone numbers. That point to where it's like you're 16, you're 17, and you have a social media profile, and people are just looking at you.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to get people to look at you to like your page. Like it is like
it's different.
Innocent. It's not innocent.
Yeah, I can't.
You know.
Yeah, that's tough.
And I keep her like so. I don't let her get on YouTube. Like she had like it cuts off at like 8 o'clock. Where she can't touch, you know, like everything. She can't open no apps after 8. But I don't even, it's not even something that's like a ghost. Like she literally uses it to stay connected with family back home, or to like call her dad, or to, you know, talk to her family members, or she can play educational games on it. You know what I mean? Like she can watch Disney Channel, but even if she's on that too long, I'm like, we got to cut this off. She does have more freedom at her dad's house. That is one thing, like co-parenting and not being in the same house with the other parent, that can be difficult sometimes, because she's to the point now where she can let me know, like, well, I can watch YouTube at my daddy house. I could do, you know what I mean? And I'll let her know, well, I don't think you should be watching it over there either, but I can't, you know, like, it's
and
just.
You ain't at your daddy house right
I'm
now.
not at your daddy house.
Yeah.
So, but she, you know, now she understands, like, oh, I can't watch it over here, but I can watch it over there. And it's like, I try to get her to understand, well, like, I can't control what happens over there, but you really shouldn't be watching it at all, because there's no way for me or your dad to really control what's popping up. Like,
now, this is me. 6 or 7, what do you mean? I was watching Friday. Fuck out of here with that. My mom
I was too, but that was a movie.
But I was watching Friday with an adult.
I wasn't. Yes. I was watching with my big cousins, Kelly and Kendall. They was in middle school.
Okay.
I was watching it with my older cousins, but all of my older cousins were. I was around some shit I should not have been around.
Yeah.
Watching it, but it was like it was adults there to also be like in the midst of everything going on, that'll look at me and be like, "You better not do it. I don't care what you see us doing. You better not do it." You know what I mean? I don't know. It was just. I don't know. It was different.
It's actually bad parenting.
Yeah, I mean,
you better not do.
Well, they were my cousins, so they were my parents, but
still, you know, they're even more influential over you than your parents. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing that up to say though, like we had those same things. They are much more explicit now, probably.
Okay.
Like, South Park. No, that's not true. South Park was. I rewatching it.
I would say South Park was explicit.
Not have been watching that,
no.
But
yeah. The like, Boondocks was crazy.
Movies are probably better examples because we all saw Players Club in the 90s. Right. And we were all single digits in the 90s. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. Like Kyler's at that age. So we're now, like I said, when I got to like 6 or 7, no, I'm trying to watch things that I should not watch because my mom said not to watch them. Now, I also happen to grow up and like make shit. So maybe it's a little bit more influential in that way. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying we can all relate to this. Kyler is an athlete. So it's like, I couldn't imagine how much I could use Julian. Julian would have been such a bigger athlete if he had social media the way it is now. Like just being known for that, being on the football team, like that kind of social interaction means so much more with social media.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when you got a kid, not to say that like other kids wouldn't, but it's like you kind of know if your kid is gonna be like weird, socially awkward, they're not gonna get along with other kids because you're with them, unless you're you don't have that kind of social awareness. But she seems like she's going to be an outgoing person. And so she's
definitely
a top 5 major city. So instantly she's like 14, 15. It would not be weird. She had 8,000 followers. Not weird at all.
Yeah.
Cousins in Omaha who had thousands of followers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who the fuck are these kids? But I'm like, I guess these are the kids. You know what I'm saying?
And she has an older cousin who is 17 and she's a braider and she has at least 20K. Like she popping and she's only 17. She's done my hair before, but she's very like she's been braiding and on social media since she was like 15, 16.
So how do you keep the 35-year-old weirdo nigga away from her?
Her mom is very active in everything she does.
You know, she's 17 though. 18, 19. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
19, 20. If it was just a predator trying to get on me or just somebody just trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm so much more impressionable.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's also a part of just raising a kid. It's like with us where it's like there was always stranger danger when we was kids. But because we had parents who were actively in our life, it was like we were also able to recognize immediately, oh, this is a weird motherfucker.
This is a weirdo.
Candy. I'm not getting in that car. I'm not following you there. I'm not talking to you. So she'll be able to do the same thing where it's like, no, you have to also be able to recognize these things. Like and her being and her being raised in it, it's like I would think even more so they'll be able to recognize immediately, like, oh, this is a fake page, or oh, this is just this is inappropriate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm running a business. You know, my mom is closely watching it right now, still at this age that I'm at. No, I'm not braiding no 35-year-old nigga hair.
No, really.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm doing my friends' hair and their mom's hair and you know their cousins and kind
of like the chat rooms, how that was for us. Because my mom just swore up and down that I was gonna be on AOL and get kidnapped or somebody was gonna follow me or something.
I remember what would they used to ask? Age, sex, and location.
Bro, I didn't even get that deep into. I'm fucking just talking to Julian's ass. I'm not even talking to anybody on here.
That's it.
I never even got that deep into it. I knew what that shit was, but I was just literally talking to the niggas at my school on chat. I wasn't I wasn't looking for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so that is real too. You got to know your kids and like what they're into.
Yeah. And we read a lot of inappropriate books. In middle school.
Y'all did. I would say y'all did.
I did not read.
And when I say y'all, I mean the Demishas of McKinley did, yes.
About
we wasn't reading the coldest winter ever, Zane, nothing.
Those books was like, you done with this one, you done with her. Like we were really switching those books out. For sure.
Middle school graphic novels is a crazy genre that I wonder. It's probably they still going on TikTok.
Grown women are still reading those books. I just was
teaching today
the other day where I was like, that book that you're so enthralled about, I'm like, it ain't nothing in there but dick. A little bit of a love story. Dick. I'm like, but there's this fantasy where it's just like, once again, like you just spoke to earlier, where it's like you're getting this romanticized version of things that women get to live out reading books and novels, which I get it, especially if you're not experiencing that in your real life. It's like, no, well, damn, that would be nice. I can imagine that, like
no different.
Yeah, we should not have been reading that at that age though.
No different than me, like doing the same thing about girls listening to NERD.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I had no idea what the fuck Pharrell was talking about, like on a real level.
But no, when we were listening to Brain, I got it, but I didn't get it.
I didn't get it
until I got Brain later on. I was like, Pharrell was really on to this. Is why he made the song.
He's going.
He made the song.
Yeah.
Hate me. You didn't hate you, but I'm not. Yeah. It's 02. I don't even know how, you know what I'm saying, but no, it's going down for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was.
Okay, so last thing, did y'all watch the women's Elite Eight over Monday?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Them games was fire.
You know?
Them games were amazing.
What y'all think? Cowboy Clark. That's what I'm start calling Caitlin Clark. Cowboy Clark, man.
I think it's gonna end up being Iowa and South Carolina.
Yeah. So you think Iowa?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I do think they're going. edge out UConn.
Okay.
And I think that South Carolina is going to win over NC State.
South Carolina. Okay. Do you think South Carolina should beat Iowa?
Yeah, I do, because I mean
Really?
South Carolina is battle tested as well. They've been in that championship game. They've lost and won.
Not a lot of the girls though that are on this team.
Right. Yeah, I get that.
Program as a coaching staff.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm
But
saying.
the girls on the team are like younger, right? On the South Carolina team.
They, even if some of them are like juniors or seniors, like they weren't playing when the last time South Carolina
they weren't heavy contributors.
Okay.
They weren't like, okay. They never been on the stage themselves when it was like, you got to go out there and have 20.
Yeah.
But there is the pedigree and having that experience, whether it's just from your coaching, does come into play, especially when you're in championships game where it's like you can get out coached. We see it all the time where in those big games, sometimes
that's what happened to LSU. I'm being honest.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I feel like she got out coached.
Yeah. Well, Stat brought that up on It Is What It Is. Like how she really blames the coach. Like they didn't adjust to how Caitlin was playing.
No adjustments, and you don't have Flau'jae Johnson Gardner.
Like, what we doing?
That was the first thing I noticed.
Especially when we go into half, it's time 45 up.
Come on, bro.
All right, it's time to make some adjustments at halftime.
Lock her ass up. We finna win.
Yeah.
But that white girl was out there giving the game away.
Look, she couldn't do shit.
Jeez.
She couldn't do shit with her team she was on last year. I forgot who she was with last year.
Louisville. Iowa whooped their ass.
He wasn't doing nothing with them last year, which is why you said, okay, then I need to join the Power Rangers over here so I can try to get this championship. And then you got out there, got exposed. You turning around after she making threes like this. Nigga, guard her.
That pissed me off so bad.
Like, dude, that's where I would have been like, hey, get your ass, get on the bench. What are you talking about?
Oh my God, that shit pissed me off.
There is something you can do.
I hate that.
You know what you can do? Come sit down next to coach.
You know what I'm saying? What I will say is, historically, it feels like the best player, if their team is good enough in women's basketball, usually wins. Like when you're the one, like these stand out. Like Brittany Griner was a great player, but she didn't win until it was like, you're a senior now. Like fucking up, done whooping your ass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, it's your chance, you know. So it's like, that's the thing that I've been trying to see all year with Caitlin Clark is like, is she that good? To where it's just like, it could be a squad out here. Like LSU to me had been up and down all year. That's why
they have.
I'm saying. So, but they still overachieved and got to that point. So I'm just kind of like, at this juncture now, damn, is it like, are we saying like she's that good to where it's like, oh yeah, South Carolina, we got something for you. UConn doesn't have 5 girls. I think like it's like 5 girls on their team that got hurt this year. So it's like even at like not half staff, but like, you know, missing a lot of people, they still in the Final Four. It's still like a really big game, you know.
I'm having your star player back because we can't because
Paige Beckers can go.
She is the star. And had she not got hurt last year and been out for the whole season, it may have looked different when we got into the tournament last year. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they do got some other players, you know, that are contributors that are out and injured. But her ass is showing why people was talking about her. Yeah, was talking about her when she came in.
Shout out to shout out to Juju too. Juju got
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She's nice.
Absolutely. Right? She gonna be nice, bro.
She's like, I'm as ready for that.
She is already. Juju is nice already.
She's nice. She's nice.
It's gonna be crazy because she played with a confidence where it's like, nah, I'm getting to my spots when I want to.
Bro.
I'm pulling up when I want to. I'm driving when I want to because you can't guard.
I'm excited to see her continue to grow because she's just a freshman.
Yep. And Angel Reese announced today via Vogue that she's entering the draft. You know what I mean? So great career for Ashton. Got the natty, you know, and people don't trip off, but it's a not a quick turnaround. But I mean, they play in the summer. Like it's not like the men where they get drafted in the summer and they play in the fall. They don't play during the basketball season really. Like that's my one gripe with WNBA. It's like, you know, we should be talking about Asia Wilson right now, but we're not.
Okay.
And that's the reason why people don't watch their games to me. It's because in the summer, it's not during basketball season. So it's just like, you know.
Do you think they would have more influence if they played during basketball season?
I just feel like people watch basketball during basketball season. I understand.
It's just so many basketball games, though, like men basketball games.
Think about like this. Think about like this with the TV rights, and now you're into this because I saw you at the game sitting all close or whatever. But that's a different conversation.
No. Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about it.
We'll get into that another time. You know, she ain't
bring
that up. You know,
nah.
Kyrie and Luka and shit.
Hey, that was a great night.
Whatever, but no. But seriously, like, because you got the league pass or whatever, nobody's fucking watching Spurs Charlotte Tuesday, except for the people at the game and crazy people like me. Right? So the 20,000 people at the game, potentially, and that game's probably not selling out, but it might
not selling out.
Right? So let's just say even a worse game, Charlotte, Utah, not selling out. So the 12,000 people at the game. It's 12,000 people in the United States are watching it in general, maybe the international markets. Let's just say 20,000, right? Versus that game had 12 million people watch it at one time. So all I'm saying is during basketball season right now, the WNBA was, even if in the shorter season, they were in the playoffs. Like, think about Monday night, you had them. Tuesday night, now we're going to watch A'ja Wilson in the, you know what I'm saying?
It's just like how they do it with college basketball for men and women, where it's like we're gonna alternate the NCAA tournament and watching the women play. Where it's like, okay, how those on offsetting nights? Yeah, them poo-poo ass teams, we're not gonna watch y'all because y'all not that great.
Yeah,
with these star teams with the star players, just like it is with the NBA, just like it is with WNBA, we gonna tune in if them games,
bro.
It just stagnated.
And so now in 2 months, when people are more focused on the finals, because the NBA playoffs are about to be good as fuck this year, right?
Yeah, so I'm excited.
You get to the NBA playoffs, that's when their season is starting. Then it ends. You got to be a real fan to keep watching that shit. Now, that's what people are trying to see. Caitlin Clark about to start playing again in 2 months.
Yeah.
So that's all. I'm like, are they that big of stars where it's like, well, now we're tuned in? Because something else people don't trip off of that's different for the women's, it's an Olympic year.
Yeah.
So they play during the summer. So our Olympians aren't going to their teams.
Nah.
So they won't be with their teams for a period. So they'll start the year, I think, and then they'll go away. Because like the WNBA All-Star game is the All-Stars versus the Olympic team.
Yeah.
Some goofy shit like that. So it's like they'll play them, they'll play these, then they'll go to the Olympics. You have to pause the season because you got international stars too that play for their country. And then you come back. Like, it's just gonna be a funky WNBA season. And I know it's rights and all these different things, but I feel like for the health of the league, in a similar way like MLS is doing. Nobody give a fuck about soccer like that. But because these MLS teams are popping up in different cities, engaging with communities different, I ain't never heard no niggas from St. Louis talking about soccer, but niggas are actually watching it now because
I want to go to a game now. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, I did that shit a couple weeks ago. That shit is so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if we don't get that experience, like watching it during the year, I feel like you just lose a lot. And it's just only then for people who just are basketball fanatics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is a small amount of people. Women basketball fanatics on top of that.
And the leagues, for any league, doesn't survive alone on just the fanatics. You know what I'm saying? That's not what's keeping us alive. It's everybody else who are not fanatics that are tuning into these games, just keeping all of this stuff afloat.
Yeah.
That's true.
I would love one day. Everybody asks, like, what's your dream job? My dream job is marketing for the WNBA. It's been my dream job for a long time. Like, especially this summer now, all our big games, man, all these girl rappers are rapping everywhere. We damn near doing a tour, certain cities. This game, somebody, because it's just like you need that kind of cross-cultural exposure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I ain't got to do Dallas jersey. Somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like these teams, like, we Glorilla, somebody come make some jerseys or something. Like, make a t-shirt. Like, otherwise you're just not gonna get the exposure. Like, it's too hard. Like, to be honest.
Do you think people are
struggling with that?
Do you think people are gonna care now because of Angel Reese and Caitlin going to?
That's what we're gonna see.
Yeah.
NBA went through that.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson saved the league. Larry Bird saved the league. So it's not impossible.
Yeah.
Like, we just didn't live through it, but maybe.
But we'll have to see, because we've also seen it on the other side. We've seen big stars come from from the collegiate level for women, get to the NBA, and they still perform, but that support that they had in college doesn't naturally transition to WNBA as well. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, we know how big Candace Parker was at Tennessee. We know how big Maya Moore was at UConn. And we know people still respected them, you know what I'm saying, and feared them once they got to WNBA. But did those viewers transition over? I don't
How
think
much bigger would Candace Parker have been if she was like in the Kanye video though?
Right.
Like Angel Reese and them really in the videos, really in the commercials.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that is the difference that foundation that Candace Parker and them laid for them. Like, okay. Because like to this point, if Caitlin Clark is a success, like you said, we all want to keep watching Juju Watkins. So she plays 2 more years. Maybe she leaves after her junior year, right? Damn. Now, and like you said, is Kyler going to be super into Juju Watkins when she's finally 21? Like, grown, you know what I mean? Like, her in the same way I was like, no, when I was 9, I was super into Lisa Leslie. I was super into Cheryl Swoops, Don Staley, and them. Like, they were stars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, will children grow with them? Like, that is really the marker of like when you ask that, because it's like I had a Steph Curry backdrop on my computer when I was in high school.
Yeah.
At Davidson, you know what I'm saying?
I had the Allen Iverson jersey dress for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And you grow with those people. So it's just like, you know, definitely interesting times. But shout out to the girls, you know, the women.
Definitely.
And
I love to see the exposure. I love to see the league thriving and growing. I love the exposure, I love it.
Yeah,
I do.
Best games. So, all right, y'all got anything before we get out of here?
Diddy nasty as hell. That's about it.
What?
I don't know what Diddy then did. You know, we still don't really got no details.
Did he do it though?
That's a nasty nigga, man. He a booty warrior. Come on, y'all know that.
He did.
This shit don't come out and get to the point where it's at where Homeland Security showing up if it ain't something they need to secure on our homeland. All right.
They found something.
They found something.
They found something.
They went in there. No, they didn't find nothing. They knew what they was going in there for.
That's true.
Yeah.
They went to retrieve some shit.
That's true.
Wow.
I don't.
I just
with niggas who could treat the bad bitches bad. That's why I can never understand. I don't care what Megan Thee Stallion did, Tori. You shot the bad bitch? Come on, bro. Damn, you gonna whoop Cassie ass? Like, damn, bro. Like, you know,
damn, yeah.
You know, if Jay-Z was just whooping Beyonce ass, it's just I can't fuck with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
So what would y'all do if it came out that Jay-Z was like into some shit with Diddy? Because I've seen those rumors online. I've seen the little Jay-Z next.
That was the case. One, I think it would be it would be a huge collapse of just like the industry as far as like perception to the masses, which is a big reason why I think they would never let that really truly come out exactly who all is involved and to what extent. Because it would bring all that stuff down.
Yeah. Because we've seen all of our favorite stars at Diddy parties.
Yeah, and if it came out that this many people was really
ain't nothing like a Diddy party.
Yeah, it would collapse because we would all just look at the music industry in such a different fashion where it's just like,
which is what's going on now, too.
Yeah, I was like, I'm already starting to look at them like,
the
Nickelodeon show.
Yeah,
like I can't even watch that shit because I used to like Nickelodeon too much. I can't even watch that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, that's crazy. I don't think that is getting enough attention like as it should, but that is actually ridiculous.
Sad, super sad,
very sad,
and it's not getting the attention because it's just like, well, at the end of the day, these adults put them on television, parents included, and as a parent, you never want that. But in the same token, it's just kind of like one of those things where, like we talk about the phones, like, can it not wait?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the long run, could Drake and Josh, maybe they should have waited.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it ended up like more than for a lot of people, it don't really end up being that for them. Like the people end up working for it just never work again. Like maybe like Jordan off of Bernie Mac. Like he seems like a normal person.
Yeah.
Anything else again. You know what I'm saying?
Or Baby Girl. She ain't been in nothing else either. She gonna be back.
Kind of that seems like she don't, but she don't say like strung out or like, damn, I'm crazy because they was just fucking me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so, I saw somebody post Lizzie McGuire and was like, thank you for not getting weird on this.
Shout out to Hillary, man. Like I said, it is like a few success stories. Yeah. But those people seem like it's not a lot of Hillary does.
Yeah, it's few and
far. Yeah, not a lot.
Sure.
You know, Jay Jackson fucking killed himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like we don't like, and now knowing what we know about the industry, we don't know what he was going through. Same thing like Angel Reese talking about, like the mental health aspect of it. Like that's why I respect what Angel Reese saying, because on the court, she don't bitch and complain.
Yeah.
Like on the court, she cry, she took her loss, but like that don't mean like what's going on outside of the court is not a real thing. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like as competitors. So it's like you can't in one token think Kevin Love and DeRozan and them cool because they got something to say about their mental health. But then Angel Reese, she full of shit. It's like she both of them. How she full of shit? Nobody knows what Kevin Love is unless you hooped. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
I mean, what Simone Biles spoke out about it too. Like just the mental health part of it is just like it's too much.
So shout out to Simone Biles just because she like emos.
I think society. Lastly, I think society just as a whole is I don't even want to say awakening because that sounds so hotepish. So it's not even that, but just we are like calling out the bullshit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and we're really like, nah, it's some stuff we just not letting shit slide no more. As a collective, where it's like before, we allowed this stuff to happen. People knew that shit was going on. They kept it hush hush, and now it's just like, nah, we exposing all that because that shit wrong.
Yeah.
And we now have the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? Before you was gonna have to run to a newspaper or, some TV station. That story may get buried. But now, I'm gonna record this. I'll put this shit on myself right now.
No, really, like in live time.
There's no barrier here to buff that or to make sure that this secret is kept. Nah.
Yeah.
So I think that also is assisting in just like people getting their story out and just more people coming out and speaking out on these things.
Yeah. That's real.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, all right, y'all out there who's ever watching, you're crazy for watching the show.
Crazy for watching the show.
Yeah,
but
man.
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Please keep watching.
Keep coming. We keep coming with it. So no Diddy. We're gonna keep coming. I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace out.
All right.